The top 10, Georgia, Texas, Louisville, North Carolina State, Indiana, Southern Cal, and Minnesota.
One of the top highlights of this meet, Stanford's 400 free relay team. They set an NCAA, U.S. Open, and American record, clocking in at 3 minutes, 7 seconds, 0.61 seconds. This foursome featured Olympians Simone Manuel and Katie Ledecky. Remember, Katie Ledecky won our Oscar for Best Women's Athlete, along with Janet Hugh and Leah Neal.
In diving, individual top honors in the platform finals goes to Northwestern sophomore Olivia Rosendahl with the score of 335.30.
In-state star Jessica Parado of Indiana came in second with 314.45 points.
Junior Rebecca Quesnell of Florida International placed third with 302.35 points. The women's competition is done. The men make their big splash in the pool March 22nd through the 25th at the same spot in Indy.
Now, Cal and Texas on the men's side, they rank number 1 and 2 in the polls. The Longhorns, they're the defending champs and are seeking their third straight title and their fourth since 2010. Cal won it last in 2014. Now, the Golden Bears are also aiming for their fourth national title since 2010. Some top guys who will be tough to beat: Cal's Ryan Murphy, Florida's Caleb Dressel, Ryan Held of North Carolina State, and Joseph Schooling from Texas. Now, Schooling's teammate at Texas, John Shebat, is another one. Can't forget Michael Chadwick out of Missouri, and then Alabama's Anton McKee. Those guys are going to really make a name for themselves and looking to get some individual and team glory at the swimming championship.
You know what? I love the diving, and I love how they just pierce through that pool. Top divers to look out for are Charles Mitchell of North Carolina State, Kevin Pomeroy from Wisconsin, and local star Still Johnson of Purdue. We'll keep you posted with tweets throughout the entire meet.
Follow us at Married2Game1. That's the number 2 and the number 1. Now, it's fun talking about sports, but it's even better when we get to cover events. And we had an awesome time covering Atlanta in the spring at Chattahoochee Hills Equestrian Center. Now, this was a U.S. Equestrian Federation-sanctioned event. They had American and European horses in the mix, with pro and amateur riders competing for championship glory. I've been working in sports media for 20 years, but this was my first time covering an equestrian event, and we had a blast. There were a lot of teenage riders, and they've been doing this for 10 plus years, so that means they started when they were super young, and a lot of work from both the rider and the horse goes into prepping for success. We got a chance to meet one of the star riders, Millie Herndon from Montgomery, Alabama, and she was all smiles after her horse, Whoops, won the meter 15 money class in the jumpers. Congratulations, and talk about your ride over here.
Well, I'll start off. This is my second time at this show in a few weeks, and I rode in this 2 weeks ago, and I had a rail in my first round, so I did not place as well. So this is my first double clean at this height,
Okay.
which is exciting.
What all goes into the preparation of getting together for an event like this?
Well, it starts off last night. We gave her a bath, make sure she was clean. We had to get all of our stuff together, so I had to pack my tack and my bridle and the saddle pad and her grooming, and then you have to pack her feed. You have to know how much she eats, when she needs to eat, if she needs any daily pills.
Okay.
And then I've been doing this for 10 years. So we train I have lessons 2 times a week, and I ride about every day.
Okay. Is it somewhat an equal level of physical training that goes in it between you and the horse as well, too?
It's a lot of keeping her fit, because if I don't keep her fit, she can't do her job and help me out in the ring.
Okay.
So, I'll do stuff just like running and jogging and a little bit of exercise. It's a lot of her. It's a lot more her.
Now, this was a fun assignment. I can't wait to do another equestrian event. For a complete listing of the results, hit us up on Twitter @Married2Game1. That's the number 2 and the number 1.
Okay, Stats are great, but there's so much more than just the numbers to each story. For this, we go beyond the box score.
Spend a mere 5 minutes in the presence of an owner or rider, and you'll immediately feel the strong love affair between the individual and their horse. Such is the case for husband and wife duo and horse riding lifers, Dennis and Kirsten Murphy with Changing Leads. Changing Leads Thoroughbred Retraining Project rehabilitates retired racehorses who can no longer compete at an elite athletic level. Located at spacious Longview Farms in Vandiver, Alabama, this establishment works with each horse's personality and grooms the animal for a second life as a service or show horse. The Murphys sat down with us to discuss their noble company, all things horses, and the relationships they've established nationwide from their first-rate retraining program. Talk about Changing Leads.
So that is a 501c3 that runs out of our farm, and it is a thoroughbred racehorse retraining and rehoming program. Mm-hmm. And thoroughbreds, which we think are fantastic for this sport. The racing industry is huge, and lots of those horses run through their racing lives at a very early age. And so there's a huge push within the industry to find alternate homes for them so that they don't go to slaughter, so that they're useful. Mm-hmm. And so what we've done is set up a program in which owners at the racetrack and trainers, when they have horses that won't run anymore or don't run satisfactorily, contact us and donate the horses to us, and we retrain them, and then we rehome them with people that want horses, and they've gone on, we're in our 4th year, we've placed about 50 horses, and they've gone on to become show horses, pleasure horses. We sent one all the way to Wisconsin to be a babysitting pleasure horse for an elderly woman who wanted a companion. We've sent some off to super show homes and some out to Colorado to become eventing horses. So,
Shalane, don't forget Shalane.
Oh, Shalane, yes.
It's a fantastic story.
Partnered with this amazing orphanage in Columbus, Mississippi, called the Palmer Home. Mm-hmm. And they have a riding program called Hope Reigns that's a therapeutic but riding program. We made up a horse for them last year and donated it to them. And we also gave a horse to one of their graduates who had lived, who was 18. She'd been fostered there since she was 2 and had never had a horse of her own and had graduated and wanted a horse. So we made up a horse for her. And
wow, that is awesome.
She's got it riding around in Mississippi and loves it.
That's one of the things that I was going to ask, and I'm glad you mentioned that because it seemed like it could be so therapeutic.
Yes.
And so that's just like awesome.
Yes. One of the things that we hope to do with our thoroughbred retraining is place them in college riding programs and high school riding programs and places like the Palmer Home for their orphanage, for their riding program, because it shows that they're really usable horses, and it does those facilities a kindness as well. And we'd like to, support kids in education and our horses too. So it's kind of a...
That's wonderful. What's the website so if people want to learn more about Changing Leads?
It's www.changingleads.org. And that has our mission statement and shows pictures of the horses past and present and their racing photos and where they've gone on to. You can learn all about them there.
Okay.
You guys have anything else you want to add?
Well, other than it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
It has been great.
Thank you.
And anytime you see a horse show going on, we encourage your listeners to come out and walk around and see it. Most people are really happy to talk to you and, let you pet their horses, and we love to get the word out. It'd be great for more people to ride.
And now it's time to switch lanes. Welcome to the Pit Stop, where we prep for the final lap with a personal perspective on what's hot and what's not.
Lonzo Ball, LaAngelo Ball, LaMelo Ball. What do they all have in common? LeVar Ball. You heard about him. We all have. Big baller brand. A dad who's proud of his sons. A dad who is saying nobody can beat him. A typical parent. A little league parent. A high school parent. We all have been there. I know I have. Why not you all? I know I say that my kids are the best. Is it anything wrong with that? No. The schools say that their athletes are the best. So why can't parents brag on their kids? Why can't parents start a brand management for their own children? The schools make money all the time off these athletes. So why can't we? And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, the clock's hit 000, and that's all the time we have today. It's been a thin slice of heaven chilling here with you. Now be sure to follow us on Twitter. That's at Married to Game 1, the number 2 and the number 1. And like our Facebook page, Married to the Game. We'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.
Married to the Game was written by Rory Sharrock and Lakita Sharrock. The podcast was mixed and produced by Traxa Taylor. Marketing and press details are courtesy of Joseph Bonner of iCast Media.